What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Ready Gold Standard podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Mike Andrews of Nothing But Niners. Our guy, Matt Llewellyn, will be joining us shortly. We got a great show planned for you guys tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We will be previewing the 49ers Monday Night Football matchup versus the Carolina Panthers. Two teams with a winning record in November on prime time. That's all you can really ask for. This should be a good one. Mike, before I toss it over to you, if you guys are tuning in on X, do us a solid, hit like and repost. If you're tuning in on YouTube, do us a solid, hit like and subscribe. Hop in the chat. We want to hear your thoughts. Hop into both 49ersHive and Nothing But Niners and subscribe to both channels. We appreciate the support. Now that I got that out of the way, Mike, how you doing tonight?
All is well, man. I am ramping up over here, man. We are a couple of minutes away on the East Coast from it officially being Friday, and I go into birthday weekend celebration mode. Now, I don't get to do it like how the women do, and they get like the whole week or whatever, but my birthday's coming up on Sunday, and so I'm in a really, really good mood, man. My job, we had a site audit today where one thing goes wrong and they have the right to shut your entire like operation down because we're heavily, how do I say this, influenced by Medicare. And so it's like their standards, like, and they come in and they inspect everything. Like, dude, like they had to scrape the hours off the front of our building because we didn't have our lunchtime in there. So our building is open to the public. Like people can come in and purchase items if they need, instead of us just being a delivery service. And we locked the building down from 12 to 1 for an hour for lunch for the interior staff.
Damn.
Because that wasn't like on the website and all that stuff. They were like, So we had to scrape the hours off, and like, if you want to stay open, this is what you got. Like, so just little stuff, but I mean that was the only issue we had. So it was a really, really good day. Walked away with a lot of compliments from the inspector. The guy came to me, asked for my name. He took a picture of my ID. He was like, "You, sir, are the standard." It's really good to hear stuff like that
That's nice.
at work. So we have hundreds of offices all throughout the country, and for that guy to look me in the eye and say, I travel around and you are the standard, like if I can get everyone to do what you guys are doing here, we'd be in good hands. Makes me feel good, man. Makes me feel good, not gonna lie.
That's awesome, man. It's always good to get appreciated at work and recognized for your hard work. I was talking to my manager today, and she told me today that promoting me was one of the best decisions she's ever made in her entire career. I was like, hell
You gotta
yeah.
love hearing stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, thank you. I appreciate it. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. So
Let it reflect
it's
in
all
my
good.
paycheck, and we're good.
Exactly, right? But no, that's awesome, man. Happy early birthday. I'm sure we'll talk on
Thank you,
Sunday,
thank
but
you.
kick it off. Are you doing anything? You going anywhere?
Yeah, so I'm supposed to be going. So Saturday morning, I got my shape up line. Getting my hair just the shape up, not getting my braids done or anything like that, or my locks done. And then right after that, boxing has a huge boxing card on, but because they're in Saudi Arabia, it starts at 11 a.m. So me and some of my OGs, the guys I normally get together with on Saturday nights, we're getting together in the morning if I'm still feeling good enough. So I'm coming down with another cold, even though I just finished my antibiotics and all that. So it's going to depend on how I'm feeling. And then we're supposed to be going to my boy's wife's birthday. Her birthday is actually on Saturday. So we usually do like a little joint. Like I go over there, they have a cake, and they sing happy birthday to the both of us because our birthdays are a day apart. So Saturday's going to be busy, and then Sunday I plan on just relaxing. The Niners don't play. Maybe the wife and I will go out or something like that. I don't really know. I don't know if she has anything planned for me or whatever. But she also said, "Babe, like if you want to relax, like I completely understand that. So we'll let you relax too." So we'll see how I'm feeling. I got to see how this cold is going, man. It's coming back with a vengeance. So we'll see.
That's tough. Hopefully everything's good. You can go out and enjoy it. And hopefully the 49ers bring you a win on Monday night to wrap up the birthday weekend. This is a good one. I feel like for some reason people are hating on the fact that it's a good matchup or saying, why are we hyping this matchup up? Some people like Florio saying like, wow, they're really overselling this matchup. The Panthers are 6-5. The Niners are 7-4. Wins, I don't even know the last time the Panthers have been 6-5. I mean, it's been a while, so they're playing good football. The 49ers are figuring out ways to win somehow. They're winning, so I don't know what's going on here, but I'm excited to see this. is Bryce Young a good quarterback when he doesn't play the Atlanta Falcons? Because it seems like that's the only time he's been an elite quarterback. I mean, he's thrown for almost 1,000 yards in 2 games versus the Atlanta Falcons. Not so much the rest of the games. I want to say he averages like 140 yards passing the rest of the games. So we shall see, which is funny because Raheem Morris is supposed to be like a defensive coach, right? But his defense just gets shredded by Bryce Young. Why don't we start with the injury reports? And while I'm pulling that up, you have a question here from Niner Faithful Mike. Who do you want to win Sunday Night Football between the Bucs and the Rams?
I want the Bucs to win. F the Rams. We're not there yet. I'm watching the timer. Don't worry. So I am completely over the Rams and all that hoopla. So give it to the Bucs because I want the Niners to be able to compete for the number 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? Like like this is, and to your point about people like overlooking this team and all that, I think this is going to sound crazy. I think this is the toughest remaining game on our schedule. I know we've got Cleveland coming up. I know we have the Seahawks in week 18 and all that, right? But there's this team right here, this game, I think is going to be the toughest game for the Niners. I think our defense is so bad that you're going to let a bad team hang around or a bad offense hang around. And I think that our offense can go toe-to-toe with their defense, but we got to see who makes less mistakes, the least amount of mistakes. I'm very, very glad. I'm not worried about Indy. I know we got Indy. I know we got – I'm promise you guys I'm not worried about Indy at all. It's about matchups, and I think we match up very, very well against Indy's defense. But this Panthers team, man, I don't want to get too far ahead. I think this is going to be the toughest game of the season with a bullet. So we'll see what happens.
Damn, okay. That's saying a lot. Yeah, I mean, looking just off the top of my head, you got Cleveland with the top-ranked defense. Myles Garrett wreaking havoc every couple of weeks. Indianapolis, Seattle, Chicago, who's won 6 straight. So we shall see. This is week 12, right? We're at week 12? Or is it week 11?
Yes, sir. This is week 12. We've played 11 games
right,
already. We haven't had our bye week. Yep.
So let's go on to this injury report here. Let me pull it up. Start with the Panthers. Let me make sure you guys can see this. You know what? Let me open this in a new tab. Here we go. So, Panthers, Xavier Legette, wide receiver, full participant with a hip injury. Wide receiver, Tedro McMillan, full participant with an ankle injury. Safety, Lathan Ransom, full participant with a ham injury. Linebacker, Christian Roseboom, did not participate with a hip and hamstring injury. Linebacker Trevin Wallace did not participate with a shoulder injury. Defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton, limited with a knee injury. And quarterback Bryce Young, full participant with an ankle injury. It looked like he was going to be out for some time after he got injured last week versus Atlanta. He kind of got folded on a 4th and 1 attempt, but he came back pretty quickly and finished the game. So, Mike, any of these stick out to you for the Panthers?
Yeah, so the only one that I'm really worried about are their linebackers. They have 2 linebackers there that are banged up and did not participate, not even limited. So that could bode well for the Niners. Again, we like to tear up the middle of the field, and so if that's what we're going to be doing, I'm all for it and I'm all with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Right, and I mean, Kyle Shanahan matches up these linebackers, puts them through hell weekly as it is, and that's starting linebackers. So if they're going to be without their 2 starting linebackers in Roseboom and Wallace, then that might bode well for George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, we see him line them up and make a linebacker cover them. So we shall see. I think Roseboom was actually playing pretty well for them coming into the last couple of weeks too. So that would be a big loss for the Panthers defense if he can't go, which it doesn't look like he can. He will be able to. He's got 2 injuries he's dealing with. The wide receivers are full participants. Bryce Young's a full participant. How much? Well, I'll get through the injury report and then I'll ask you some questions. For the 49ers, a little longer. Robert Beal did not participate with a concussion. Linebacker Tatum Bethune did not participate with that ankle injury. He's going to be out a few weeks. Linebacker Luke Gifford was limited, with a hip and neck injury. Christian McCaffrey got a vet day. Ricky Pearsall, full participant, which is great news. Eddy Piñeiro did not participate with that right hamstring. He will also be out a week or two. Brock Purdy, also a full participant, also great news. Curtis Robinson, full participant with an elbow injury. Trent Williams also got a rest day. And D. Winters' knee was also a full participant. So only Luke Gifford was limited. Everybody else either practiced or didn't practice. Any of these stick out to you, Mike?
Well, the absence of Tatum Bethune, this is going to be something that everyone's going to focus on. It was good to see, not that they play the same position, but it was good to see Nick Martin finally go out there and get some reps and all that stuff. But there's a lot of youth at that linebacker position, man. I mean, we got Bethune, who didn't participate, and then Gifford, who was limited participation. So just like them with the two linebackers, we've got two on here that are either not practicing or limited in practice. So it's going to be tough, man. Both teams are going to be attacking the middle of the defenses. And then they're going to try to use their size, their big wide receiver and T-Mac and all that. So they're going to play mismatch on him. They're going to move him around and try to see who they have the best matchup on. They're going to try to use him if they feel that he's their best wide receiver. They're going to try to line him up on Green more than they do Diamador Lenore. But I like that. I like that teams feel that they can do that, because if they do, then they're telling us which way we can shade extra coverage and put some extra help. So they're just going to be out there telegraphing their plays. So I like it.
Yeah, Mark Cisneros says, who covers T-Mac, Mike, Demo or Green? We don't see Lenore really shadow opposing receivers. So it'll be primarily dependent on where McMillan's lined up.
Yeah. This Thursday night football game is absolutely insane. So you see that they converted a 4th and 27. It's 4th and 6 with 24 seconds left, and they're down by 4.
Wasn't it just 4th and 1?
Yeah, but they just had a false start.
Oof.
So here they go. They're in shotgun. He drops back, throws an interception.
No.
That is the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag.
Oh. Who's it on?
I don't know. They're pointing. They're looking. Here's the call. Pass interference. Offense.
Oh! Damn. Good for D'Amico.
Set, match.
Wow.
Let's go, baby.
That defense is insane. That Texans defense is absolutely insane.
They are the best. This is the best defense I've seen. Like, seriously.
More interceptions than passing touchdowns allowed.
Yeah. All right.
Damn.
Back to Niners Panthers. Sorry about that, guys. But what an exciting game, man. Two teams that I really like. So this is good. This was a fun game, man.
I saw a tweet earlier that talked about how people should take the Texans in the points, if not to win outright, because Josh Allen historically struggles with Robert Saleh defenses. And it was Robert Saleh with the Jets, Jeff Ulbrich with the Jets and Falcons, and D'Amico Ryans. And sure enough, I mean, what did they put up? 19 points? 19 points, which is roughly about where I want to say he averaged with the Bills facing these defenses.
They had a kickoff return for a touchdown. So the offense didn't even do that much. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, man.
Damn.
So, wow. 8 sacks, 3 turnovers. I mean, that defense, if you guys think that the Texans, if they could make it to the postseason, would be the most dangerous team in there, just because of how good that defense is. Their offense leaves a lot to be desired.
Now, here's the question. Do you go back to CJ? Because Davis Mills has kind of been winning, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but 23 points ain't. And the Bills' defense is pretty beat up. So, I mean, I don't know.
Davis Mills, 16 for 30, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks, 90 passer rating.
Yeah, they just asked him to keep everything in control. You know what I'm saying? Like, just hey, don't go out there and put the ball in harm's way. That's all. And it's enough to get the win, man. What a good game, bro.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, the lead official got carted off. He pulled a hamstring. He couldn't walk out. Or ACL. I don't know what it was, but he tried to plant that left foot, and it was gone. So I'm happy for D'Amico, man.
I mean, going back to the week since they played the Niners, they beat the Niners, lost by 3 to the Broncos, beat the Jags by 7, and beat Tennessee by 3, and then just beat the Bills. So
Bills by 4. Yeah.
yeah, what, 4 wins in the last 5 weeks, and their only loss was by 3 to the 8-2 Broncos.
Right.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty impressive.
Right.
Very, very impressive. So.
Right. And 3 of those I want to say have been with Davis Mills. I think CJ got hurt in that Broncos game. So the Jags, Titans, and Bills have all come with Davis Mills under center. Something to think about. Just throwing that out there. If the conversation is had when Brock Purdy is out and Mac Jones plays well for a stretch, just saying.
Right. Oh, that's what I wanted to say about our injury report. The name not listed, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is finally not listed on the 49ers injury report. So that is a good thing. Listen, the Niners are getting guys back. I know a lot of people were talking about Ricky Pearsall and his virtually non-presence out there. All he did was run a bunch of routes. He had 1 reception for no yards. But I liked what I heard George Kittle say, hey, guys, like, that 1 catch that he had was more than what I had in my first game, and no one's complaining about my production now. So
it's true.
Like, he's going to be just fine. Like, he looked good out there running around, and he's only going to get better. So, I mean, the Niners are getting weapons back. This is the direction that we want to be trending in. Unfortunately, we did have some injuries from this game. It looks like we're going to be without Bethune. We're going to be without our kicker. And I don't know if that's the next piece of news that you want to talk about, but the Niners have signed some people. I mean, let's go ahead and start talking about it, because these are the players that are going to make differences, man. I have I'll wait till you get there. Go ahead.
First, we got a super chat from Nigel Crane, 49ers. Bryce Young has only thrown 200 yards or more in 2 games as Arizona and Atlanta. I think, hasn't he done that against Atlanta twice, though? So wouldn't it be 3 games? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
No, I think they play Atlanta later, don't they? Did they play them twice already?
No, they swept them already.
Oh, okay. Did he throw for 200 in both of those games?
I don't know. Let's see.
I got you here. Panthers.
First
Falcons.
one. Second. Box score. 448.
Oh,
3 touchdowns.
448. Smoked them. Holy
and
smokes.
Then
448 is a lot of yards, bro. Oh, that was last week. That's
and
right.
And then they won 30-0 back in week 3, and he threw for 121. You're right.
Yeah, so it was only once. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And so, but it's if they're going to try to come in here and run the ball on us, it's going to be a long day. Our defense is susceptible to the pass. And we're not that good against the run either. Don't get me wrong. So let me not make it sound like, we're stout against the run, so the only way to beat us is that's not true at all. But we get so many injuries and guys having to miss significant reps on the defensive line that teams absolutely can run on us. But because we're at home, I think momentum's going to be on our side. You got to pick a way that you're going to beat this Niners team. You're not going to be able to just sit there and pick us apart. You are not the Rams. You do not have Matt Stafford. I know that 448 looks really good that you did last week, but guess what, buddy? Like, you blew that load already. So,
and that Falcons defense is ass.
Yes, it is. It is. It might be worse than ours, which is saying I think we're like 27th or something like that, right? Like, our defense is not good. So
right. So yeah, obviously we all know Eddy Piñeiro got hurt in the Cardinals game, pulled a hamstring. He's going to be out a week or 2. So with that said, Mike, we got Gay in the Bay. We Gay in the Bay. Matt Gay. Yeah. Fresh off his release from Washington, came to the Bay Area, got signed. It's fitting. It's fitting.
The jokes write themselves, right? You just let that one go, right? Like that's the one that you just let it go. What like Justin Tucker was available, and I heard that like he wasn't opposed to coming in for a workout. Like, what is he that bad? Like, what were his last couple of seasons just not good?
No, well, first of all, they weren't, but he also has all that baggage. The Deshaun Watson, do you know about this? Have you heard about this?
Oh, that was him. You know what? For whatever reason, this is going to sound weird. I associate him and Adam Vinatieri like together. So that makes sense. Because they're just really great kickers. And so when I hear one name, I think of the other guy. So, that's right. It was him, though. Right. For whatever reason, I had that as Adam Vinatieri, but you're right. That was Justin Tucker. So the Niners aren't going to touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Spider MTG. They are just allegations, correct? Yes. But there's no masseuses lining up to talk about Matt Gay making them fondle his balls. So let's just, I don't think if it would be different, I think if he was like still at the top of his talent and the Niners hadn't found Piñeiro, like if this was like week 2 and we were like desperately needing a kicker, then I think they would be willing to maybe look past it. But it's just a stopgap. Like it would bring in so much noise and media circus that it's not worth it for just a couple of weeks of a kicker, in my opinion. But does it does it make sense to you going with Matt Gay, somebody who was just released for literally missing kicks like a week ago, a couple of days ago?
So his issue is this with Matt Gay. You keep him at 48 or less, and he's money. It's the second that you get the 49 or higher. That's where he's really struggling. I actually had his stats pulled up, but I don't have them now. If you give me a second, I can pull them up.
I can find him.
Here we go. He's a guy that's just really, really struggling for 50-yarders or more. And so that kind of tells me, I mean, the Niners also went this route with Eddy Piñeiro. I don't know if you remember, but the beat on Eddy was also that it's just the long game that you don't want him doing, right? I mean, he came in here and tied his career along with 52 or 53-yarder in week 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what you kind of deal with, right? So if you go back to the start of the season, just looking at Matt Gay's numbers, right? He had 3 field goal attempts in week 2, and I'm talking just 50-yarders. He was 1 of 3, okay? And then the next 2 weeks, he made 2, so he was 2 for 2 then, but then he missed another one, and then he was 0 for 2 in the most recent game. But if you look at everything under that, from 40 to 49 or less, he is 100%. So the Niners clearly aren't going to go out there and attempt anything long. Like they're going to get out there, they're going to try to keep it close, and that's when they're going to, have to kick it or go for it on 4th down. So I can't wait to see the game plan here. I think that changes the way Kyle calls his plays. You got it pulled up there in a really nice way. I'm sitting there breaking down game by game, but there you go. There it is.
This is comparing the two. Shout out to SF Data Niners who put this chart together. So this is comparing Eddy Piñeiro versus Matt Gay since 2023 through 2025, regular and postseason.
Yeah.
So,
and you can see 50 plus is just terrible for Matt Gay. But if you look at everything else, man, I mean, he might be better.
Well, look at, I think the one place where he definitely is extra points. He's only missed 1 over the past 91 kicks, whereas Eddy Piñeiro has missed 9 over his last 77. So
yeah, that ratio is crazy, 88% versus 98%. So the Niners, they clearly value the sure thing. Like if we're bringing you out here, like we need you to kick, we need you to make this one, and hopefully the game just doesn't come down to a 52-yard attempt. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And yeah, I agree with Niner Faithful. They brought in guys like Anders Carlson, who was here last year when Moody was out. I thought Carlson was good. He made every kick he was here. And then he got hurt, funny enough. But they went with Matt Gay instead. And, the Niners are familiar with Adam Peters and the coaching, some of the coaches in Washington, if I remember correctly. So maybe they had a conversation and said, hey, what's the lowdown on this guy? And like you said, they're not going to be trying him out there for 58-yarders. So I think they'll be happy with what they got. Kyle Shanahan will obviously call this game differently, knowing that they don't have a kicker with that type of range. And fingers crossed, it's a week or 2 max. Fingers crossed we're not asking him to go out next week in Cleveland, and it'll maybe be rainy, cold, and try out some kicks there. So we shall see. By the way, this graphic, I can't stand ML football on X, but just A+ graphic here. That's a good one.
It's just, I'm letting it go. It's all good. That's all I'm saying. It's all good. Yeah. I'm trying not to hide behind the pumpkin, so it's all good, man. I like it, man. Look, the Niners have to go out there and handle business, right? We don't want this game to come down to field goals, right? And if this game was in Carolina, I'll be honest with you guys, I'd be even more afraid. I already said that I think this is going to be the toughest game on the remainder of our schedule. I told everybody I got the Niners winning 5 of the next 6, and so. This, and with me feeling like this is the toughest game, you guys can draw your own conclusions from there. But, This is the one though. This game right here is the one. You have a motivated Panthers team who are trying to break their playoff drought, and they're right there. I mean, if they win this game, they have the same record and the same odds of making the postseason as the Niners do, right? So that's what you got to look at. And their division is nowhere near as tough. Like they are in second place in their division. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Niners who have a better record than them. And we're in third. You know,
they're
what I'm
like
saying?
a half game out. I mean, if Tampa loses Sunday night and they win Monday night, I think they are a half game out of first place, right? So it's a
absolutely
big switch for them. Have you ever seen those charts that show playoff probability dependent on a win or a loss? Like it'll show.
I have, and I actually have those numbers if you want to know exactly how those numbers break down. So
I have
the Niners. You got
chart.
it?
Yeah, I just pulled it up. Is this the one you're talking about? This is what I was thinking.
There you go.
Okay. So you'll see the Niners, they're little above the middle. And the middle teams are the ones that have the biggest difference between a win and a loss on your playoff probability. So with the win, the Niners' playoff probability goes all the way up to an 89%. If they lose, it drops all the way down to 62%. And the Panthers, you can see on the flip side, kind of bottom middle, lower middle, with the win, they go all the way up to 44%, but if they lose, they drop down to 18%. So it's a big drop for both teams. I mean, the Niners are basically at 90% chance they make the playoffs if they take care of business Monday night. And the Panthers go up almost near 50%. So
yeah, and the reason that this is going things like that happen, right? So with the Panthers, let's just say they win, and like you said, Tampa Bay loses. Now they're competing for the top spot in their division, where the Niners, even with a win, we're still only a wild card team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Forget what the Rams do, forget what the Seahawks do. We're still just a wild card team at that point, and so that's why our odds aren't. They don't. I mean, still 89% is solid, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really, really good, and that's where we want it to be. So it's just interesting, man. I mean, you know, the Panthers don't have a shot at a wild card. Basically, is what they're saying. You have to win your division.
True.
No, you guys aren't getting in at this point. You guys might have 3 NFC West teams in the postseason. They could be legitimately taking all those wild card spots. So. Right. That's what you want to see, though. You want to see this team go out there and battle it out, and I think we'll be okay, man. I think we'll be okay. I saw a comment in there earlier that said, "How can you say that the Panthers are the toughest team when that Browns defense is no joke?" And that's correct. But have you guys seen the Browns offense? And the answer is no. No one has all year long. So that's why I'm not worried about it. Like that legitimately could be a 3-0 game. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's how bad their offense is. Even with the Niners' terrible defense, I'm not worried about the Browns' offense. This team, though, finds a way to put up points. They find a way to put up yards just randomly. You know, like you said, it has to be against Atlanta, though, right? So we'll see what happens. The problem is that Atlanta has you know who their defensive coordinator is? Well, you just talked about it. You were talking about
Atlanta? Yeah, Raheem, right?
Right.
Oh, no, Ulbrich.
No, not Raheem Ulbrich. So a similar style defense, they might be feeling themselves like, hey, you know, we can do it against this type of defense. And that's what I'm worried about. They're taking this momentum from last game against a defense that's structured similarly and more starters on their defense than what we have on ours, right? So they might be feeling themselves, and they could be looking to ride this wave. You know, our quarterback just had almost 500 yards, almost 450 yards passing there. They're going to be looking to ride that wave of success into this game. So that's what we got to look for here.
Yep. We got another super chat from our guy Tommy Huxley. Mike said Bryce Young was the next Montana. Is that true, Mike?
I have no idea what he's talking about. Now, when Bryce Young was coming out of the draft, his year that he came out, I believe he was my favorite or second favorite quarterback. I got to look at the Bryce Young draft class. So give me a second while I look that up. But I know that
Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was him and Stroud. That's who it was. And so Stroud was my guy. Stroud I had number 1, but I'm an Ohio State fan. And so then when you take my bias out of it, that's where you come up with Bryce Young here. So I like the pick. I called my cousin, who was a Panthers fan. You guys have seen him on my show before. And by the way, my pregame show will feature him. We will be here on Monday. We actually have my aunt's funeral is that same day. So we're going to lay my aunt to rest, and then we're racing here to my house, and we're going to bring you guys the pregame show. And he's going to give us all the details and the ins and outs of that team and what they're good at, what they're bad at. And we're going to break it down on a more intimate level. He'll probably do more talking than I will because I want to pick his mind. I want to know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are from a diehard Panther fan perspective, not just stat watching. Because unfortunately with us, we're not watching their games. We don't know what players on their defense are shining. We can just tell you what their defense does well. You know what I'm saying? And so, and a lot of times you can have players who are making a difference in the trenches, but they're not getting the tackles, they're not getting the sacks. And so he's going to be able to break that all down for us. So the pregame show is going to be one that you guys are not going to want to miss here on Nothing But Niners.
Yeah, make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah.
Let's see, were there any questions? This is going to be an interesting matchup because, like you said, the Panthers' offense is kind of starting to come alive at times. It's hit or miss. The week prior to last week, when they beat the Falcons in overtime 30-27, they lost to the Saints. And I'm pretty sure that was Tyler Shuck's Saints. 17-7, where Bryce Young threw for 124 yards and an interception. That's it. Rico Dowdle, 18 carries, 53 yards and a touchdown. McMillan, 60 yards on 5 receptions. So and then they beat the Packers 2 weeks ago, which is just crazy. But the Packers laid an egg at home and lost 16-13. And even in that game, come on, stupid thing, load. Bryce Young threw for 102 yards on 20 throws, 102, 11 out of 20 with 1 interception. Rico Dowdle, 25 carries, 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. And McMillan, 4 receptions for 46 yards. So, like I said, outside of the Falcons games, Bryce Young's averaging like 120 yards.
Right. He threw the ball 120 times. He threw the ball
20 times.
For like 20 times. And one of them was a pick, by the way. Right. So this is the thing, right? Yeah, they did well against Atlanta for 30 points, right? But then you go back, 7 points against the Saints, 16 points against the Panthers, 9 points against the Bills, 13 points against the Jets. I mean, what are we talking about here? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this offense isn't anything that's going to strike fear in you, but when they get hot, they ride that wave of emotion, and that's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm concerned. Right. And so, you know, that's what, again, we just played this style defense. Can we replicate that success against a lot of backups and replacement guys for the Niners right now? That's why I think this is the toughest game. It's all about matchups, guys. It's all about matchups, and they are prepared for this scheme.
Yeah, I mean, they did well against Bijan Robinson. That was with Tatum Bethune. Obviously, we're not going to have him. We're going to have Curtis Robinson playing Mike linebacker. Rico Dowdle, I'm trying to think. I mean, Kyron Lacey's a good back. He's maybe one of the better backs they've played this year. The Niners, at least the way he's playing this season. Let me pull up his stats here, because he's been kind of on a tear. 833 yards.
Right, and this guy was a guy that was with Dallas before, and
right.
Dallas just refused to put him out there consistently, right? And it's like, dude, like he even flashed in Dallas, and that's why the Panthers went out to go and get him. And he looks like a guy that just needs more opportunities, and he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher by the end of the season. He's going to get there.
He's projected to hit 1287.
Right.
So
yeah,
his last 5 games. Last week, 19 carries for 45 yards, only averaged 2.4. Week prior versus New Orleans, 18 carries for 53, only averaged 2.9. Versus the Packers, 25 carries for 130 yards. He averaged 5.2 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Against the Bills, 8 carries for 54 yards. He averaged 6.8. And against the Jets, 17 for 79. He averaged 4.6. On the season, he's averaging 5 yards a carry.
5
flat. So that's a big test for the 49ers defense that's beat up.
as far as the run game, he's very Christian McCaffrey-esque as far as looking at the yards per game and when he flashes and when he doesn't and all that. So I think, so this is going to be fun, man. Him and Christian McCaffrey, as far as rushing goes, are very similar. The difference is that he's not the pass catcher that Christian McCaffrey is. No. He's not going out there and routing anybody up. So it's going to be fun.
Also, the 49ers, CJ West is really coming into his own. Alfred Collins is looking like a stud. This defensive line is getting better as the weeks go on, with the caveat being that they all remain healthy. But fingers crossed they have this week, and they all should be out there Sunday. Curtis Robinson, I'm hoping I'm not going to eat my words, but I'm not expecting the drop-off to be too steep from Tatum Bethune to Curtis Robinson. Obviously, it was much bigger drop-off from Fred to Tatum, but I think from Tatum to Curtis has been in the defense. He's been here for a few years. He knows the system, mainly a special teamer, but I think he's familiar with the system enough to know what he's supposed to do, where he's supposed to be, where hopefully we don't see too much of a drop-off. I thought he did fine Sunday against the Cardinals after Bethune got hurt. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Mike, if I'm just completely coping here and being a homer.
I do expect there to be a little bit of a drop off again. So when you listen to the head coach and you listen to the defensive coordinator talk about who is that guy in the middle of the defense, they tell you it's all about communication. And that's how they make that decision as who's going to be the mic. And you could feel and see the difference when Fred Warner wasn't out there, as far as the communication, right? You saw the 12 men on the field. Now, albeit it did happen once while Fred was still in the game, but then he goes out of that same game and then it happens again. So you see these things happen with the Niners, right? Having to burn timeouts to avoid it and things of that nature. That was with Fred and then one time without Fred. Now we're losing even more communication. Forget ability for a second. I have all the confidence in the world in Curtis Robinson's physical ability, his speed, his ability to tackle. I have all the confidence in the world in that. But the communication is what they harp on in this defense from that Mike linebacker. And if he's not going to be able to do it to the standard that we need, we could be in some trouble.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm remaining optimistic. I think he'll do a solid job for the 49ers in the middle of that defense. Like I said, he's been here for years. Last year tore his ACL, if I remember correctly. So coming back off that, we'll see what he can do. The Panthers defense, though, we've talked a lot about their offense, talked about Bryce, we've talked about McMillan, we talked about not really Xavier Legette, but he's still, talented receiver for the 49ers. Their defense, I think, is where the 49ers can really separate this game. Because as bad as the 49ers defense has been due to these injuries, the Panthers defense has been even worse. I mean, they are 26th in total DVOA, 26th in net yards per play, 24th in opponents EPA per play. And I saw that in pressure to sack rate, the 49ers are 31st. Guess who's 32nd?
Yeah, that's right.
The Panthers.
That's right. The Panthers.
The Panthers. So the 49ers rarely get to the quarterback. The Panthers even more rarely get to the quarterback. So Brock Purdy, fingers crossed, should be upright all night. Should be able to take care of business.
I do believe they have more turnovers than us. I could be wrong.
But I'm sure everybody does.
More turnovers than the Niners. But, I mean, if you go back and look, right, they gave up 27 points against the Falcons. They gave up 17 points against the Saints. Right? Now, those are division games, so let's wash that, and let's get outside the division for a second. 13 points against a Packers team that everyone was saying was the team when they played the Panthers, right? Okay, that sounds good. That looks good, right? And that was the Packers at home, too. This is what happens when you overlook an opponent, though. The Niners aren't overlooking anybody. We are too beat up. This is where the injuries become a blessing in disguise. The Niners are too beat up to overlook anybody. Yeah. Anybody. When you have a George Kittle going to the podium and saying, hey, we have to score 40 or more points every game, that's all my expectations are for the Niners going forward, right? Like, when you go to the podium and you say something like that, knowing that you have a Titans team, a Panthers team, a Browns team, and you're saying that at the podium, hey, we got to put up 40 points a week if we want to win all these games, right? that lets you know that our defense is susceptible to attack. Yeah. But you look at what the Panthers are giving up outside of that, right? They gave up 27 to the Cowboys. They gave up 24 to the Dolphins. They gave up 42 to the Patriots. I mean, like, this is a team that you can put up some points on as long as you don't overlook them. If you go into that game with a solid game plan, you're going to be able to do it. I like the Niners offense better than the Cowboys. I like the Niners offense, dare I say, better than the Bills. I know that sounds blasphemous, right?
No.
I know that sounds blasphemous, but this Bills offense has not been what people have grown to see. And they put up 40 on the Panthers. So, like, let's go out there and handle some business. Do we get to 40 again? Probably not. I don't know the last time the Niners put up 40 points in back-to-back games, right? So probably not. But is 28 enough to get the job done? Right? What if we just do 32, 33? Like, is that enough to get the job done? And I think it will be.
I actually wouldn't rule out 40 points. I think the 49ers, I agree with you. I think they have a better offense than the Bills right now as it stands. I think they had a top 5 offense coming out of last week. The Bills offense has been kind of boom or bust, whereas the 49ers offense has been pretty consistent over the week, excuse me.
I was going to say this season. Yeah, they're putting up yards. They're marching up and down the field on teams. You know what I'm saying? So, I absolutely think we're going to be able to put up some points on this team.
Just point-wise, 41 last week, 26 the week prior, 34 the week prior, 15, that was the lowest, I think, this year, 20 points, 19 points, 26 points, 21 points, 16 points. Like, they're more often than not putting up over 20 points a game. And they have, I think, the number 1 passing offense in the league, which is crazy, since they've been doing it with 2 quarterbacks. But they've been able to take care of business. So I really do think that the 49ers offense versus the Carolina Panthers defense is going to be the matchup that really separates this, because you made a good point that I hadn't actually thought about, Mike, which is that the Panthers shredded Jeff Ulbricht's defense. Now, Robert Saleh runs a very similar style. Obviously, Ulbrich is from the Saleh tree. Do they feel comfortable going against that? I'm hoping that Robert Saleh can see what was taken advantage of and can make those adjustments that can be made, because there's only so much you could do with who you got.
That's a really good point also, is seeing how they attacked your style of defense. See, now I'm a pessimistic person when it comes to our defense, so I don't even give us that kind of credit, Now, whose mind would you rather have out there formulating a game plan, right? Ulbrich or Robert Saleh? Well, you give Robert Saleh some film on a team that he's played before or that he's familiar with or knows how they're going to attack him, then it's going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? I like Robert Saleh with basically a freebie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
yeah.
Let's go through some comments. Mike will be right back real quick. Let's see. That's right. Travis Gibson's on the Panthers. Exactly. Isn't that crazy? Because they signed him off our practice squad just like that. But, hey, maybe that prompted the 49ers to get Keon White. If my timeline is correct, I think that's how it happened. David Yang, with all this parity of the NFL, we might actually have a chance. Believe it or not, the Niners are favored. And they're favored by a whole touchdown. It's not a 1.5, 2-point line. It's a whole touchdown. Use Martin on the blitz, is Ian Sharp. I would love to see them do that. He has insane strength and speed that they desperately need. I would say if he rushes the passer, he's the second fastest behind Bryce Young, just like that. I think they really needed to start taking advantage of that. I'm just happy he saw the field last week, not just on a kickoff or a punt. He was good. He was solid. I saw Kyle said today that he was great outside of one missed play in the pass protection or something like that, which leave it to Kyle. He can't just say he was good for his first time. Nigel Crane, that's true. Kittle has never said that before. This is in regards to Kittle saying we have to go out there and score 40 points each game. I think that as an offensive player, that's where your mind should be. Like, it should automatically be, I'm putting it upon our side to take care of business. I'm not even, acting like we have a defense, regardless of how good they are or aren't. It should be on us. So, Niner Faithful may put up 40. Purdy's going to put up 50, LOL.
Yeah, he put up 42. Maybe Purdy puts up 52. To go back to your Nick Martin thing,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's because I miss Fred Warner. It was just something good about seeing a guy with dreads running around out there, just fast and flying, man. I don't know. It got me really excited to see more from this kid. And I was already optimistic following the third preseason game. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why a lot of Niner fans were like, "Hey, where is he, and why can't he beat out a guy like Gifford?"
Right.
You know, and so they were like, "Listen, like these, not Gifford. It wasn't Gifford that they wanted him to beat out.
Blanton.
No, it wasn't
Stone Blanton. It wasn't Stone.
Was it Gifford?
I thought
I even tweeted out like that's enough of him. Like get him off the field, and we need to see Nick Martin. And I know that they didn't play the same position. Now I got to look through my tweets to see who it was. But the point still stands though. I was very excited to see him go out there and just get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to see a little bit more of him. It wasn't Winters. Hold on, I'm scrolling.
I thought those were the only other two linebackers.
Maybe
Stone,
maybe it
Blanton,
was,
and Luke Gifford.
maybe it was Gifford then, because Gifford is more of a special. Yeah, it was. I said Gifford got to go. It's Nick Martin time. Period. Yeah, it was Gifford. I cringe when he's on the field for defense. Special teams,
Tough.
put him out there all day, baby. Oh my God, that kid is a stud. He is a stud on special teams, but get him far away from the defense.
Right,
You know,
right.
Give him more time. He hasn't quite earned it just yet. So I'm okay with him not getting out there for the defense. So I'm happy that the opportunity has presented itself. I have all the confidence in the world that Nick Martin will answer and play well. I really, really do. And I like what you guys are talking about. Maybe use him on some blitz packages, right? Use that speed and that ferocity that he plays with. And that's another thing too. Robert Saleh and his blitz packages, right? You see people coming from the secondary all the time. We've been dying to see if Chase Lucas can get some more opportunities, right? Like we want to see what happens when Chase Lucas is on the field. He just finds a way to be around the ball, whether you're sitting for a blitz, whether he's breaking PBUs and things of that nature. There's a lot to be excited about for this 49ers team. If this was a losing season, I think this is going to sound weird. Wow, I'm going to say it. If we had a losing record and we were just turning the page to see who's who, right? If we were just like watching games to just analyze who are some people we should, stock up. Next year might be a better year, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. I think we would have a lot of positivity, believe it or not, for individual assessment and analysis. But because of how our record is currently, the mistakes stand out far more than the positives. And so we're like, this is why we're not a Super Bowl bound team, right? The questions are no longer, can the Niners make the postseason? Now the questions you're seeing are, can the Niners make a run in the postseason? It's no longer, can they make it there? Those questions have stopped, right? The remaining schedule is very weak. I think after this game, I think we play two more teams with a winning record, right? So our next 6 opponents, only 2 teams have winning records. That's counting the Panthers. So I'm lying. Outside of the Panthers, it's 2 teams. It's the Colts and it's the Seahawks. That's it. The Niners are in a good spot. The Niners are in a really, really good spot. A lot of people are talking about the Browns and all that, and I'm like, dude, they got 2 wins. Like, yeah, their defense has been that good all year long, and they still only have 2 wins. Right? We just saw what a good defense can do against the Bills, and that's not what they're not getting that kind of production out in Cleveland. So, this game is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what we unveil. The Niners also have some special magic in them in Monday night if it's not a division game. As long as it's not a division game, the Niners just seem to do really, really well on Monday Night Football. So I'm excited about it.
Well, unless it's not a divisional game against the Rams on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Because they seem to put belt to ass against the Rams every year.
Yeah. Yep.
That they play on Monday Night Football, I should say. Gosh, okay. I just saw the stat that I accidentally hit refresh, but the 49ers are allowing a passer rating of 127.2 when blitzing. How sad is that, Mike? When blitzing, they are allowing a passer rating of 127.
Well, you're going to leave your secondary vulnerable.
You would hope you get home.
So the issue becomes the quarterbacks are doing a check down, and then there's 2 missed tackles immediately after that. So it'll be a completion of a total of 3 or 4 yards, but then you break 2 tackles, and all of a sudden it's 7+ yards. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of just where we are. And God forbid they take a shot on one of those plays. Now you got Jair Brown out there solo, deep. That's probably not good. And I like seeing Mustafa try to come on and all that stuff. But I mean, even he's a liability at times. Siegel, a liability at times in coverage. So you just don't want to see those guys deep. So we got to see what happens, man.
Yeah, I agree. Pulled up some more stats here for the Carolina Panthers defense. Total defense in yards per game, 326 yards per game allowed. They are 15th, so right about middle of the pack. Scoring defense, they're averaging 20.8 points per game allowed, which is 13th.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah.
But they have some low ones in there. Rushing defense, they're allowing 113.1 yards per game, which is 17th. Vulnerable to big runs, 13 rushing touchdowns allowed, which is 25th. And they allow 4.4 yards per carry. Brian Robinson's going to eat this shit up. Passing defense, they allow 212.8 yards per game, which is 16th. Let's see, 6.6 yards per attempt. Solid against touchdowns, only 13 allowed, which is 7th. But leaky on big plays. You know who's giving me all this information, Mike? Grok. Shout out to Grok. I just said, give me the Panthers' defensive stats. So, last couple ones. Sacks, they have 16 sacks, which ranks 26th. Only 1.5 sacks per game. Pressure rate remains low. Let's see. Takeaways, they have 11 total takeaways, 7 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, which is 27th. Third down defense, 43.4 conversion rate, which is 29th. Opponents have converted 59 of 136 attempts. And red zone defense, 52.9 touchdown rate allowed, which is actually 9th. 18 of 34 trips results in touchdowns once you get into the red zone. So J.C. Horn is clearly the strength of that defense, that corner. We'll see him probably line up against Ricky Pearsall. Can George Kittle take advantage? Can Juwan Jennings take advantage? Did you notice, Mike, that, excuse me, I know he hadn't really had too much action the last couple weeks, but I don't think Brock Purdy even looked Kendrick Bourne's way. Like, there is no chemistry there. He's never played with him.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't at all. And it was funny to see Kendrick Bourne tell Kittle, hey, can you purposely get covered for me so that way Brock can go to his number 2, me.
Right.
First of all, shot at Juwan Jennings, which was just wild to say. But, Kendrick Bourne, I think that he's come in and he's fulfilled his purpose with the 49ers this season. You got Juwan Jennings, he's not going anywhere, right? You got George Kittle, he's not going anywhere. You got Christian McCaffrey, he's not going anywhere. And then you're getting Ricky Pearsall back. He's also not going anywhere. I think the days of Kendrick Bourne making any kind of dent in the 49ers offense, I think those days are now gone. Thank you for the consecutive, 140
plus yard games.
Yeah, he did the back-to-back, and then that's it, man. But he came in and he did. But again, this is what our entire season has been. I mean, when you question the depth of this team, right? If we get healthy, when we get healthy, as players tend to come back, if someone else were to go down, all of a sudden you don't bat an eye. It's like, Pearsall re-injured something, and I'm not going to. I'm just saying that hypothetically, right? Or George Kittle hurt something again. People forgot how good the Niners tight ends were playing in the absence of George Kittle.
And then they just went away from him. Jake Tonges.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan just doesn't use him anymore.
I got Kittle back. I don't need to. So, and that's how it is. And then the one touchdown that a tight end did get was a target for Kittle, but he jumped higher.
Right.
It was a layered throw. Yeah, he stole it from him. So, I mean, they're still not going to him. But my point is that we have not only established who our depth players are, we've garnered some faith in these guys. These guys have earned it's not over because that guy went down. Next man up mentality is reigning true on both sides of the ball for the Niners. I got some interesting stats here also, if you wanted to, like just the comparison, 22 points a game on the offense.
Quick question on the wide receiver. If Brandon Ayuk and or Jacob Cowing were to come back, who's the odd man out? You got more returning kicks. You got Ricky Pearsall and Juwan at the top.
Cowan can't get on the field. He can't. Who are you taking off of the field for him? Who are you deactivating for him? He can't. This season is it's donezo for him.
So scratch Cowing. Ayuk comes back. Who's the odd man out? Who is inactive for Ayuk to return out of that list?
Oh, Robinson.
Really? You think the big free agent signing over Bourne?
He'll be inactive. Yeah. He didn't do anything when it was him and Bourne. Jennings was gone, Pearsall was gone. He didn't do anything then. If he didn't take advantage of that opportunity to get some passes thrown his way from the quarterbacks, he's not going to do anything then either.
He's been a big disappointment
in the regular season. Yeah, preseason and training camp, everyone he was all the talk.
Just like Russell Gage.
So excited. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you had some stats you wanted to.
Yeah. No. Just some very like. The Niners are doing about 22 points a game on the offense. The Panthers are scoring about 18.9 points a game for the offense. The defensive yards allowed, I know that you talked about it, but they're both, again, very, very similar. 321 for the Niners, 323 for the Panthers. Wow. Right? That's not good. Points allowed, 21.7 for Carolina. And the Niners are at, how many points are we giving up? Damn, I thought I had that over here. I don't have it. Oh, let me see. How many points are the Niners defense giving up? Where'd it go? Oh, man. Sorry about that, guys.
I can look it up.
25.6. The other sources state. Oh, so there's how are two different 22.9 StatMuse says, but Team Ranking says 25.6. You know what it is?
Grok says 20.5.
Yeah, I think some sites count special teams points. Some sites don't. And so that's why you're getting different. That's why you're getting different numbers. Yeah, because I'm looking at this says 22.9 for the Niners, and this is TeamRankings.com. It says 22.9, but if you look at Carolina, it says 22.6. But if you look at the last three games, the Niners are giving up 29.3, while Carolina's only giving up 19. So it looks like they're the hot team coming in here, man. Like it's going to be interesting, man. I'm really, really excited for this game, man. I'm going to have some good food. My wife agreed to buy me and my cousin my birthday meal for that day. It's going to be so much fun, man.
Nice.
You asked about Ayuk if he were to return. Do you think there's a chance that he comes back still?
I do. I actually do think there's a chance he comes back. I've seen speculation that they're going to trade him and move off of him. He has a huge dead cap next year. I can't imagine. He's not going anywhere. So I think that's also why the 49ers are like, we're in no rush. Like, if we get anything out of him this year, that's a huge plus. We are in this for the long haul. Like, we are invested in him. They probably wish they did trade him. They probably wish, damn, I wish we would have sent his ass to Pittsburgh last year in August. But we're stuck. We're stuck with it now. Or Washington. This is the bed we made. We're going to lie in it. I just don't think that the urgency is on their end. And we've heard Kyle Shanahan say we're waiting for him to reach specific speeds on the GPS while he's running to come back into games. We have to also remember this dude.
Did he say that about Ayuk also?
He did, yeah.
I thought that was Pearsall he said that about.
He said it about both.
He said that about Ayuk also. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was weird because I've never heard him say that before. But he said it now twice. So this must be a new thing that they're doing with players returning from injuries. And he said it today. I heard him clarify. He goes, he kind of clowned Grant Cohn, which I thought was funny. But they said, hey, you were talking about, I think Mayoko asked him, Ricky Pearsall needed to reach a certain mile per hour in order to return. Did you see him come back for that? And why were you so adamant on that? And he goes, well, no, I wasn't adamant. I was just explaining some of the details because Grant Cohn said that Ricky Pearsall looked good because he was jogging or playing basketball, shooting hoops, even though you can shoot hoops in a wheelchair. That doesn't mean you can go play football.
No, he didn't. Get on his ass.
The whole press room laughed
Kyle.
at him. The whole press room laughed at him, dude. But anyway, going back to Ayuk, I think that we have to remember this dude suffered an insane injury. It wasn't just a Nick Bosa tweak ACL tear. His knee was bent backwards. Like they call it the unholy trinity. The ACL, PCL, and meniscus.
Yeah,
you know, like he tore all that shit. So it's a very severe injury where the timetable for return is like 12 to 18 months. And he just, I think 11.5 was a year.
Yeah.
So, like, he's just there in that area. Hopefully he can come back, even if just, like, if you could just activate him and get him on the field, or even just activate his practice window and never actually get him on the field, I would be okay with that at this point, honestly.
So, the fact that the Niners are still in the playoff hunt, and if they get a win, like you said, it goes up to 89% chance. That's more of a reason for them to take their time and then get Ayuk back later.
Right.
That's something that it's going to be, it's going to pay dividends later on. You know, if you can get Ayuk in there, just for like, let's say the last 2 games of the season, and then we get to the postseason. What is he looking like? How is he playing? You get him out there. This offense is dangerous. I know that people were talking bad about the offensive line, but that offensive line didn't look too bad last week. Now,
it's actually looked pretty good the past couple of weeks.
I think that Trent Williams is all of a sudden saying and doing some things. I like so I'm so far behind on everything this week. I usually do my presser breakdowns and all that. I haven't done any of them. The only pressers that I have seen were the post-game pressers, and I just watched them today. And then I watched that what do they call it, like From the Trenches or something like that, that little show that they do. And then I got a chance to hear Trent Williams. He was like firing up his offensive line. Like he got me going a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
He got me going a little bit. So I like what I'm hearing from this team. And they know what people are saying about them. Forget what people are saying about them. They know how they've been performing. And they know that it's not to their standards. They're getting stronger as the year goes on. I like that they're, normally I don't like to see it. I like them mixing up Burford, taking them in and out of the lineup and all that stuff. I think I just don't want it to become something where they're telegraphing like types of drives, right? If a team goes back and does the research, well, when Burford's out there for that drive and it's a 12-play drive, they run the ball 8 times. Like I don't want to start seeing trends like that, being telegraphing things like that. But I like it, man. I like that they're rotating those guys in and out, man. It's getting me excited. And again, playoff team, yes. How far into the playoffs can we go? That remains to be seen. I mean, you got some teams that are really going to take advantage of how bad our defense is if we have to go up against them. But I think the teams with the best offenses in the NFC also happen to be division opponents. That Eagles offense doesn't scare anybody. The Eagles are just a well-balanced team, so they're going to do what they need to do. That Packers offense is literally one game, ooh, look at them, they look special. And then the next 2 weeks in a row, it's like, dude, you just lost to the Panthers. Right. And they only scored 16. Like, you couldn't beat that team. Right, at home. Right, so then all of a sudden, like, now it's not the Panthers. The Lions are hit or miss. Their defense is giving up the goose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Dan Campbell's a Neanderthal. He just refused to punt or kick field goals. So, I mean, we saw the same thing when we played them in the postseason, right? It was like you had a chance to go up. You were up 17 points. You had a chance to really go up and, like, put that game away, and you went for it on the 4th down. You didn't have to do. You were up multiple scores, right? Like, Dan Campbell can't get out of his own way. I understand, like, oh, you have this, like, mindset, and this is who we are, and we have to stay true to our identity. I completely understand that. But what you can't do is squander games away. You were 0 for 5 in a game that you lost by, what, 2 scores? So let's just say you settle for field goals on all of those. That's 15 points. That's 2 scores. Like, what are you doing? And he can't get out of his own way. I'm not necessarily afraid. And again, I'm getting way far. I'm way far down the road. But what team in the NFC scares you that's not in the NFC West?
Not in the NFC West.
The Buccaneers have beat us already. Is it them? Are you
not
afraid
really.
of the Vikings?
I feel like we would beat them again in a matchup, in a rematch. The Vikings don't scare me with 9. The Bears I think could be, but they haven't proven anything, right? Ben Johnson appears to be a great play caller. Caleb Williams, hit or miss. The wide receivers can't catch.
Right.
They, I guess, would be the second most outside of the NFC West, potentially problematic for the 49ers. And we'll see in a few weeks, right? They play on Sunday night in a few weeks.
Exactly. And the reason I said outside of the NFC West is because it all boils back down to it's a division game.
Yeah.
So now all bets are off. You know what I'm saying? Like now all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, do the Niners have a path to the NFC Championship game this year?
Right. Well, that's
Do they
what's
have
crazy,
that
Mike,
path?
is a couple of things go right. The Niners could still win the West, right? And it's not that unrealistic. We'll go through our playoff, our game predictions real quick, but I want to show this to you because Nick Newman, right? He posted this situation, how the 49ers can win the division, and I want to get your thoughts on this because I shared it in the group chat and I got laughed at. So the 49ers, this predicts a 3-way tie at 12-5. Except it's not a tie. We all know how that works. The 49ers would have to beat the Panthers, the Browns, the Titans, lose to the Colts, beat the Bears, and beat the Seahawks. So finish over the final, 7 weeks? 6-1, right? Am I doing my math right? Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Chicago, Seattle. So 6 games, 5-1.
5-1, yeah.
And that allows you to lose at Indy on Monday night. The Rams have to lose Sunday night to the Bucks, can beat the Panthers, Cardinals, have to lose to Seattle and Detroit, and then can beat the Falcons and Cardinals again. And the Seahawks can beat the Titans, the Vikings, have to lose to the Colts, can split and beat the Rams, can beat the Panthers, and then it all rests on us beating them week 18 at home. This is a very plausible situation, in my opinion.
Does that give us first place?
That does. That gives us first place in the West. That wins the NFC West for the 49ers at 12-5.
Because it would go to division, and we would be 5-1.
Yep. We'd have the best record in the division. We'd split with the Rams, but we have a better in-division record. We also have a better NFC record at the moment.
Right.
I think we're 7-2 in the division.
We have the second best NFC division outside of Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, in conference. I'm sorry. Conference.
Sorry. So, and if we only have one division game left, week 18. If we beat the Seahawks, the 49ers are 5-1 this year in the division.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yep. So, I mean, come on.
Literally flipped from last year. They were 1-5 last year.
Yeah. Yep.
So
listen, I said 5-1 in the next 6 games. I left the Seahawks game off the table on purpose. And let's go, man. Let's freaking do it. We control this shit. Like we our destiny is in our own hands. It really, really. Now, kind of. We need the Rams to mess up a little bit. The Rams having 3 losses. I mean, they're not looking like they're slowing down right now.
But
they look like the hottest team in the NFL.
Look at who they're 2 though: Tampa, Detroit, and Seattle. Like you could see that happening. They're all at home, unfortunately, but you could totally see that happening. Those are 3 great teams. Good teams, I should say, this year. They barely beat Seattle with 4 turnovers.
Right. And the Panthers at home are different this year, just so everyone knows. Like I think the Panthers at home have 1 loss all year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
Let me pull up the Panthers at home. Panthers record.
Meanwhile, the Seahawks in this situation would only need to lose 2 more times, one of them being against the Niners, against the Colts and being against the Niners.
Oh, they're 3-2. I'm sorry, they're 3-2
at home.
Yeah, the Panthers are.
So maybe Arizona, division games are weird. Maybe Arizona comes out and knocks them off. You never know, right? Like shit can happen every week. Maybe Matt Stafford gets hit weird and his spine snaps. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
He's just kidding.
I'm kidding.
We don't
do
but
I'm just saying, shit happens, right? Like, look at who would have picked Green Bay to lose to Carolina. No one.
Blew all the cards that I had that week. Like it's just
right.
It's done. Yeah.
So shit like this happens, and I would not put it past Sam Darnold to lose some stinkers. Maybe he loses in 2 weeks versus Minnesota, and that defense puts him in hell. So
Yeah, Sam Darnold's losing against Minnesota. I'm telling you guys right now. You guys can laugh all you want. That's a guaranteed loss, that game. And they're going to lose. Put that back up one more time really quick.
yeah.
They're losing against Minnesota for sure. And
Tennessee, Minnesota, Indy, Rams, Carolina, and Niners.
They could lose to Indy also.
Yeah.
They could lose to Indy also. I would love to see, wow, that's going to be a good game. Indy, two quarterbacks who are like reclamation projects on new teams. Oh, man, the storylines, like it's going to be a good game. Oh, man, let's go. Let's go.
Mike, just in one word, plausible or implausible, this scenario to occur?
Plausible.
Thank you.
Plausible.
And shout out to Niner Nick for coming up with this scenario. Now, this could all go out the window Sunday. If the Rams beat Tampa, then you're going to have them lose to Carolina, Arizona, or Atlanta. Mm-hmm. That for this situation to still be alive. So we shall see. Okay, let's get into our predictions. I smell dinner is ready for me. So let's start wrapping up here. Mike, offensive player of the game, 49ers, Panthers. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with Ricky Pearsall. The forgotten guy. He went out there, like I said, just ran a bunch of routes. I think they wanted to test his endurance. I think they wanted to see how he felt after the game. And you know who I didn't see on the injury list? Ricky Pearsall. I did not see Ricky Pearsall out there, man. He's hyped up. He's fired up. And it was all about running some routes. He got open times. He just didn't get targeted. So I think him and Brock Purdy start to rekindle that relationship. He is the forgotten man. Everyone's going to focus on Kittle. Everyone's going to focus on CMC. I think that he is the guy to go out there and make some plays. We're going to use that 4.4 speed that he possesses, and we're going to take advantage of that secondary. So I got Ricky Pearsall being my guy. Give me a stat line of 10 targets, 8 receptions, 108 yards, and a touchdown.
Damn, all right. For me, I'm going to go with Brian Robinson. And it's not because I don't think Christian McCaffrey is not going to have a good game. And not that I don't think Purdy or the receivers, but I think this game fits perfectly for Brian Robinson's playing style. And I think the 49ers are going to lean on him on the ground. And I'm going to say he has 16 carries for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. It's a B-Rob game.
Excuse me, bitch.
I like that.
That's right.
I like that. Saucy, baby. Okay. And he's getting better and better every game, by the way. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this kid, so I like it. I absolutely like it. And, I like that neither one of us took the low-hanging fruit and Christian McCaffrey because,
or Purdy.
He's the obvious choice, right. Right. The obvious choices are there in those 3 guys. George Kittle also, right? But let's think outside the box. I like it. Now, this next one, defense is going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Who do you got?
I think they're going to try to run the ball well on the Niners. I do. And so we're going to need somebody, either a linebacker or a defensive lineman, to go out there and really handle business. You know what? I'm going to go with Alfred Collins.
Oh.
I'm going to go with Alfred Collins to have 4 tackles, 2 of them for a loss, and a forced fumble. Alfred Collins, my defensive player of the game.
Damn. Okay. This is tough.
And we can get our hands on some balls in the secondary. Can they do it again? 2 turnovers, 2 picks in that last game? We had 3 total turnovers.
3 total. Upton Stout was a forced fumble.
The Stout, yeah. Recovered
right at the goal line.
Keon White. Yeah, come on.
I'm actually torn between Keon White and Deommodore Lenoir. I'm going to give the nod to Lenoir since he's the captain. He's the vet here. I'm going to say Lenoir, and I think he gets a pick. And maybe he gets it into the end zone this week. I don't know. He's tried so hard on both of his interceptions to get into that end zone. Maybe he finally takes it all the way back. If he would have just stayed on course Sunday versus the Cardinals, he probably gets into the end zone, but he's not a route runner. He's not good at returns. He's not used to having a line of blockers in front of him, so he cut it back and then immediately got tackled. So Diamador Lenore, interception. Fuck it. Pick 6. I'm calling it. Mike, final score predictions. What do you got?
Oh man. Okay. I am going to go with a high-scoring affair. What's the line right now? It's probably like 40.
Oh, total?
Yeah, what's the total line? 44 and a
I
half
can
or
tell you
something
right
like
now.
that? That's what I'm feeling. I'm
Is
feeling 44 and a half. Where are they at?
where does ESPN not show it anymore? Oh, here we go. 47.5.
47 and that, yeah. I'm thinking that you should take the over in this one, guys. I think our defense is going to have some boneheaded plays. I think our offense jumps out to a nice early lead, right? I'm not saying that we're going to score first, but I'm saying that we will. I think that the Niners have another first half, similar to what we had in this last game with one punt in the first half, score on the rest of the possessions. Let's go 37-22. 37-22. That's 59 points.
Damn.
37-22.
I have something similar. I have 49ers 34, Panthers 23.
Ooh. Either way, you're betting that over, baby. Look, Ian Sharp's got 35-24. And again, 59. Like, come on, take the over, guys. It's there for the taking. It's there for the taking.
I think there's going to be a lot of points. One beat up defense, one bad defense.
Yeah.
I think the points are there for the taking. I think the 49ers will take care of business Monday night. The lights are shining bright. They are at home. They're ready to do the damn thing, ready to get right back on track. I heard Dominic Pooney talking about how the 49ers and Christian McCaffrey, had this talk about how they can't continue to get too high after wins to where they come out and lose the following game. So this is the game where they need to break the trend since week 3 of win-loss, 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 win-loss. This is the game. This is the game. So I think they got to take care of business here.
And I want to caution Niner fans, right? Like Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptable passes. None of them were caught, thank God. But expect that to come back down. Do not be upset when Brock throws a pick. It's likely to happen in this game, right? So let's just put that out there. Also, coming back down to reality, it was a 17-1 penalty.
Right.
The Niners had 1 penalty last game. That never happens, guys. So expect some penalties to come back also. Expect to extend some drives for the Panthers. Maybe 5 or 6 penalties in this game for the Niners. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not who was that officiating crew? We need to make sure that we get them
Seriously.
in the postseason. Like can we find out who they are and like find out what their favorite charities are or something?
Right.
Because like holy smokes, dude.
If we would have had them instead of Vinovich in the 2 Super Bowls, man, that would be back-to-back champs by now.
Right, bro. Like, I mean, holy smokes, it was great. But yeah, so there's gonna be some humbling, right? There were games that I predicted wins and comfortable wins for the Niners. Who do we play right after Houston? Right, I was like, look, we're gonna come back to
Giants?
come back to reality. Yeah, it was the Giants right after Houston. Right. And I was like, listen, like our offense isn't gonna be that bad. We're not playing that kind of defense every game, right? And so the flip side should be put here also. If I can go out there and say in one game, hey, look, our offense isn't really that bad. We're gonna get better, and our defense is going to be able to generate some turnovers, so don't look at it that way. The same has to go here. We're not getting another 3 turnovers in this game. Don't count on it. 1 or 2, maybe, right? But we're also not going to have just 1 penalty on us and 17 for the opposing team. So get ready for something to come back down a little bit more to reality, and just have some patience, guys. Have some patience.
I'm trying to see if the Panthers have like a team stat that show how many penalties they have on them this year, but I'm not seeing it.
Is that it? Let's find out. Team penalties, NFL 2025. Here we go. Team penalties. Here we go. All right. Penalties per game. Panthers 5.5.
How about the Niners?
The Niners. Wait, is this right? Are 5.6.
Wow, so pretty even.
Yeah. This is actually accurate. It says last game won. Yeah. So now the Panthers last game, they had 8 penalties. So I'm telling you, these teams are very well matched, and people just don't realize it because you think Panthers, you think, yeah, whatever. But these teams statistically are well matched. It's going to come down to personnel and coaching, and I'm throwing my money at the Niners. Throwing my money at the Niners there.
Same.
You want
Same.
Yep.
I think what's the Panthers head coach name?
Oh shoot.
He was the Bucks' old OC.
Give me a second. I got you. It is Dave Canellis.
Right, Dave Canales. I think he's a solid coach, but I don't think that he can outcoach Kyle Shanahan or even Robert Saleh. So we shall see what this game looks like Monday, excuse me. How are the Panthers' special teams? It's a good question, actually. Let's find out.
All right. So special teams rankings are as follows. Oh, this is just field goals. This isn't giving me the overall, so that's not the stat I want. Special teams ranking from worst to best. All right, here we go. This says special teams rankings worst to best. So the Niners are at 11. We're the 11th worst special teams. And the Panthers, it says lock data. I have to like buy it? What does that mean? This is based off of StatMuse. The Panthers are a lot better because it goes all the way down to 25 and they're not there. So
I had trying to find a stat that I have found talking about the Niners special teams DVOA 19th according to DVOA.
Oh, that's what I was looking up, overall DV. I don't even really know what that means, but all right, here we go. Special teams. Does it give you an overall on this? It doesn't. It just breaks down like field goal percentage for the Niners, 92%. Field goal percentage for the Panthers is 85%. Let's get off of extra points. Let's go to opponent punts per game. The Niners are at 3.5. The Panthers are at 3.4. Opponent punt return yards. Here we go.
Oh,
22 for the Niners. The Panthers are at 26.6. And opponent kick return yards. The Niners are at 117.8, and the Panthers are at 72.8. So I think the nod is going to go to the Panthers for which special teams unit is better. Punt net average, the Niners are at 36.4. That's bad, by the way. And the Panthers are at 42.1. So, yeah, the nod is going to go to the Panthers as far as special teams, guys.
this chart that I found, kickoff returns, own drive start distribution. Look at the top. Look at the top. Sky Moore has quietly been a very, very good returner for the 49ers this year. They have an average 34.5. That's where they start each drive on their own 34.5 yard line. The Panthers are 20th, starting at their own 29.8 yard line.
All right.
So that's
Let's go Niners.
Yeah.
Let's go Niners.
Trying to find the one where it talks about special team rankings in total, because the Niners are quietly creeping up to the start of the rankings. Also, Mike, we'll end on this last very important stat. A lot of data went into this. Panthers this year won the coin toss 6-0, lost the coin toss 0-5. That's all it comes down to.
I guess their fate is in their hands because they call heads or tails in this game.
That's right.
The visiting
That's right.
team always calls it first. So
We shall see. So we're rooting for them to lose that coin toss. and the
Yep.
Niners to defer, and that should be a W.
There you go. That's all it takes. Game over. Just flip the coin and go home, baby. I like it. I like
All
it.
right, Mike, let the folks know where to find premium 49ers content, especially on game days.
Yeah. Now, this one's on Monday Night Football, and ESPN has seemed to work out all their issues with Disney. But if you guys are looking for a great game day experience, a lot of yelling, a lot of passion, patreon.com/NB9ERS. We are going to be live. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be having a Panthers fan here with me, so it's going to be interesting. So make sure you guys are tuned in. He's going to be here only for the first half. He lives like over an hour away, so he's going to be leaving. But you know, we're going to be here. We're going to try to get into a good mood. Again, we're leaving our aunt's funeral and then coming here to cover the show. So if we start out a little slow, don't worry. We'll get that energy up. I promise you guys. And you guys aren't going to want to miss it. Patreon.com/NB9ERS. Shout out to all of the Nothing But Niners supporters that are watching right now. Please make sure you guys come on over to the 49ersHive channel and subscribe to them as well. Show my guys some love over here. They put in a lot of good work throughout the week. So thank you guys for having me again, Zach. I really do appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for always making the time. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. 49ers are back on prime time, baby. We've only had, one primetime game so far this season? It was the Thursday night game? No, and Sunday night versus the Falcons, too. So third primetime game. They have two more, if I remember correctly, the Bears and the Colts. So right in the middle. See if they can take care of business against an up-and-coming Carolina Panthers team. They're at home. They got Brock Purdy back. They got Ricky Pearsall back. The offense needs to carry the load. Let's see if they will. That's going to do it for tonight. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Mike, if you could do us the honors and carry us out.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you guys saying, hope my brother is feeling well. Thank you all for being patient with me. I was supposed to bring you guys a show, and I spent that whole evening and next morning in the hospital with my brother. He is doing much better. His ear's still bothering him, but he's okay. But guys, listen, man, it's a long season here, and, you know, there's a lot that can go right for the 49ers. There's a lot that can go wrong as well, but that's what we're here for, man. We're here to break it all down, whether it's good or bad. Just make sure you guys continue to tune in. And on behalf of Matt in his absence, on behalf of myself and for Zach, you guys, you know the deal. Stay faithful, and as always, go Niners.